Hi class, so today's lesson is a little mini lesson on coming into Sadlier Connect and how to use their website to help you with vocabulary lessons. So very basic, very simple. Since 7th grade you use the purple level, that's level B for vocabulary workshop. What you would do is you'd come over here where it says units and you would scroll down to the appropriate unit. So of course it's in unit order and you just simply scroll until you find the unit you're working on. And as you can see, there's all these different games for you to work on. And so if I were to click on Unit 10, it would take me to Unit 10. And then it has the practice quiz at the top, a practice quiz worksheet for you, and the words. So I like doing first flashcards. This is something very simple I've done with you in class when we were in the class. But this is also something we can do at home, and we can also do through Zoom. So simply you would see the word here, there, and then you would hit the flip card and it would say a home or a den of a wild animal, any hideout. Then you'd go ahead and you'd click next card, and the next card would say surplus, and this is all for level B unit 10. And then you'd hit the flip card and it says more than what is needed or expected. And so once you were done with these, you would just simply scroll back up to the top and you would go back here, back arrow, and go to the same page for unit 10, and then you could do those flashcards again. You could play hangman, you could test your vocabulary, and it would actually give you that test. And I like the game hangman here for you because it says overly generous, it gives you the hint, extravagant, abundant, and then the minute you start to play and you guess the answer, there's this sound that's trying to help you give you that answer. And you're like, oh, I didn't get that. So it'll show you the answer, and the word is lavish. And so as you see it, it'll work with you this way. There's a timer here to give a little extra pressure and push for those of us who like to have that for the game. And you could always start over again. You can see the next word and play that hangman game. So I'm going to go all the way back up to the top. I'm going to go back and show us that same page we worked on before. The practice quiz is pretty awesome because it's online and you take it and it's exactly what it says. It's a practice quiz. So if you were ever stuck and needed extra practice or wanted to know, hey, did I really learn this? You would just come up here and say a play filled with ridiculous or absurd happenings is called a parasite, a layer, a veto, or a farce. And so we know it's a farce, and we would click on it. And we would do that for the rest of them. And then it would tell you at the end what your score is. And so you would be able to see that all the way at the bottom. I'm sorry. So once I click everything on here and I did a self-check, it would check my answers and then it would tell me if they were right or wrong. And so let's just say I just randomly clicked on everything that was there and I said self-check. And then it says, are you sure? Warning, we've noticed you skipped some questions. You should always go back and make sure that you answer them and were able to check, give yourself that extra chance, that extra push to make sure that you're understanding what you're reading, and that once you're done reading it, you can go ahead and click on the right answers. And it'll tell you which ones you got wrong and what the right answer is supposed to be. So that's always wonderful to have and be able to use. So going back here, we've looked at the practice quiz, we've looked at the flashcards, we've looked at hangman. It says test your vocabulary. We can also do that and the word search that clicks on it. And so as you look at test your vocabulary, you can also see that with testing your vocabulary, it says abundant, and you're like, whoa, okay, this is really good. Is it surplus, lavish, fruitile, or notorious? And I'm like, hey, my score is going down because I'm spending more time trying to figure out what abundant is. So I'm taking this test and I'm like, not sure. Oh, I ran out of time. So I ran out of time, I got 0 points. Then it says to take apart. So if I want to take something apart, is it pamper, dismantle, veto, or shirk? And I'll be like, oh, it's dismantle. And I hit submit and I got it right. So then it'll give me the next choice. And as I do that, let's say wildly known because of bad conduct, and I don't, let's say I want to guess and I'm not sure, but we know what this means. But well, let's say I click morbid and I hit submit. It was wrong. and now I know that that was the wrong answer. So this is a really good test your vocabulary that you should be able to practice with, because there's nothing here other than for you to practice and know what you're doing right or wrong. So we're going to go back to the top, and oh, see, I ran out of time. We're going to go back to the top, and then we're going to be able to, I want to show the other classes how to do this also. So this is vocabulary level B. And when I come over here, I can also click on for my sixth graders, and then my sixth graders can see their level book that's here, and there is the aqua teal color, and they can look for the flashcards on level 1. They can see the words if they don't remember them. What does it mean to dispatch? Then they could flip the card, and it gives you the definition, an official message, a promptness, speed, the act of killing, and then you go to the next card, and it gives you the next word, and an instantaneous, and you'd flip, and it says done in an instant, immediate. And so this is awesome to have too, and if you're somebody that needs to see the words all the time, then you can definitely print the cards, because print is right here for you also. So we go back, and so this is level A, and that's for my sixth graders. You'd also have the practice quiz that's available to you, and Hangman that's also available to you. And those are just some fun games to say, hey, did I learn the meaning of those words? Do I know what showing remarkable, originality, inventiveness, or resourcefulness, what's clever? Do I know that? And if I don't know it, I can ask to help show me the answer, and it's ingenious. And so since I didn't know it, I'm going to lose part of my picnic as it continues with Hangman. And here's the snowman, and so it can change also the different types of animation that you're working with. And that's under games in your vocabulary workshop. So as we move on, for my fifth graders, fifth grade, we would look for our level, and we're level 5. And as we're here, this is our blue vocabulary workshop books. And all you would simply do is we'd go into Unit 1. And as we look at Unit 1, our practice quiz is here. And it says concentration, antonyms and synonyms, flashcards, and the same thing for us to practice. And I always like flashcards. I think flashcards are the best, and that's exactly how we would do it in class. And so it gives us the word again, and would flip the word and know that the meaning of that word, and we come back and do it. We could shuffle them, reshuffle them, and start over again if we didn't have that, the meaning, or didn't understand it. So a veteran, a former member of the armed forces, an experienced person, even if you needed it to read it to you.
Veteran. Veteran is a noun. A veteran is a former member of the armed forces, an experienced person. The Army veteran listened attentively.
So if I go into the next card, I also, when I flip it, and if it has this little symbol and icon here for listening, for those who want it read to us, we can always click on that little symbol right here, and as you heard before, it'll read it to you also. And you have that ability to always print. So hopefully this has been helpful to you, to 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th graders, since this is the stuff, the units that we use for vocabulary. And we have flashcards, we have Hangman, we have the word search, which I think is the last one. I don't think I've worked with you on this before. And it's just very simple. It does the same thing where it says a former member of, and when you click on it, you want to see the whole entire definition. You slide it over with this bar down at where my arrow is right now, and you can read the entire meaning of that word, and you're like, oh, the answer for number 1, that first clue that's here, a former member of the armed forces, an experienced person, is veteran. And then I would have to click to see if I found it somewhere in here, and it will show me word 1. And when I click on show word 1, it says veteran, and now it's supposed to be easier for me to find that word, because maybe I couldn't match that definition with the word. But if you're able to, then it's even better to just play it with knowing the definition, and then you're looking for the vocabulary words to help you. All right, that was it for today. Hopefully everyone understands how to use the vocabulary workshop.